Hi, SG here, and we're continuing to talk about communication. Now, you know there are three channels of communication: words, body language, and energy. And today we're talking about words, the verbal channel. Now, the thing to know right away is that often the verbal channel is not the most important one. We always think it is. We're always thinking what words we're going to use and how we're going to say it and what we're going to say. But, in many situations, the main message is delivered across the other two channels, the body language and energy channel. Like when we're spending time with our friends, with our loved ones, with our mom, I don't know, with somebody you care about, right? The main message is what? That I care about you. You're important to me. I love you. Our relationship matters to me. That's the main message that we truly are trying to deliver, right? And in those cases, what we're saying is much less important than how we're behaving with our bodies and what energy we're bringing to these situations. So unloading the burden of importance from the verbal channel will help you relax and will help you be more effective in the other two channels that actually become more important. Now, sometimes we actually need to deliver a specific piece of information or to talk about something very important to us. And in those cases, the verbal channel becomes important. And when that happens, the number one thing you should keep in mind is that you should know your audience and speak their language. Like you wouldn't talk to an Italian guy in Japanese, right? Like he won't understand you. Or you wouldn't talk to an adult like you would to a child. Sometimes people do that, and that's a mistake because either it offends them or it misses the mark or whatever it is, but it's not as effective as if you would speak to that person in the language that speaks to them. And so once you've determined your audience and know what language and tone you're going to use, then keep your message specific and clear. Say right away what it is that you want to talk about so the person doesn't keep guessing and their attention is on what you want them to focus your attention. Speaking of attention, keep it short. Because we live in this information age, we're bombarded by information all the time. Our attention span is tiny and it's getting shorter all the time. And even if it's not so small, even if it's this small or this big, it's still limited by the amount of attention that a person is willing to give you. So keep in mind that the more words you say, the less attention each word will get. So for example, if you have this much attention that a person is willing to give you, and there are three words: I love you. Those words are much more likely to be heard and understood than if you have 333 words that you're trying to cram into that same attention span, and then by the time you get to I love you, the person might not even hear you or understand you or get it, right? So keep it short. Also, keep in mind that sometimes what you're not saying is just as important as what you are saying. And it can actually distort your message if you include certain things that shouldn't be included. For example, if you're trying to apologize to somebody and the message you really want that person to get is that you're sorry, you regret what you did and you don't intend to do that again. You want them to forgive you, and to trust you again, right? And so the message there is, I'm truly sorry. Now, if after that you then go into a 10-minute explanation of why you did what you did, then the message becomes different. From I'm sorry, the message becomes actually, well, I want to justify what I did, and I actually believe it was the right thing to do in the circumstances, and so your message becomes something else, and so you're not as effective, right? So when the verbal channel is important, keep in mind that you should know your audience and speak their language. You should be clear and specific. You should be short, you should be concise, and know that sometimes what you're not saying is important also, and just choose your words wisely. Keep those things in mind and your communication effort is sure to be much more effective. Stay tuned for more communication tips, hit the like button if you liked it, and share this video. See you next time.